Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I'm so excited because of course today is day 1 of Inktober and this is our month, people. Let's just go at it, right? Anyways, I'm really genuinely excited about this because over the course of this last 2 weeks, I know I've been on vacation. I got to go back and see my family and I had a lot of fun doing that. And also me and my husband were able to kind of brainstorm and come up with kind of a plan with approaching Inktober to not only have fun with it, but also to get you guys involved as well. And I'm really excited about that. And I hope that you guys can be as well. So for the first time ever, I know I've said that I'm terrible at prompts, and I'm not creating like a full-on prompt list. The one thing that I've decided to do is kind of create like a theme of the week. And this week's theme in particular is monster movies or horror movies, whether it's the classics, the new ones, however, whichever, it doesn't matter. Just kind of having fun creating your own kind of monster character theme, whether it's gender bend or just the classic recreation of the character or like a cartoony redevelopment. Either way, just having fun with it. And I decided to hashtag it Geeky's theme of the week. And if you guys to follow that hashtag and you do your own piece, please also tag me in it at Greatly Geeky, all one word. And if you're up for it, give me permission to share it in my videos. And for everybody who enters in a piece of art, I will be featuring them at the end of my videos after, like right after my signing out kind of thing, so that you guys can see other artists who have had fun and have decided to follow these prompts or these themes, I should say, and also to kind of get you guys out there and show you guys my appreciation for subscribing and liking and all around just listening to my ramblings. But yeah, I'm very excited about this and I think it's gonna be a lot of fun, and I hope that you guys decide to get involved and have fun with it as well. So jumping in to today's video, and with my first kind of picture to follow this theme of horror movies, I decided to do like a Bride of Frankenstein in kind of a mashup of like the classic Bride of Frankenstein with kind of a new design of Bride of Frankenstein, where it's still kind of classy, but it's also a bit more of that pinup cute that I love to have. And as a little quirky addition, I decided to give her a Frankenstein's monster stuffed animal, or like a little mini Frankenstein, however you want to say it. But I think it came out really cute. And overall, if you look at like the vintage Bride of Frankenstein, she's got this like super long flowy white gown, and she's got wraps all around her arms. And what I decided to kind of do was still kind of have that white gown look or design, but kind of cut it off and also have it kind of an open slit leg and then wrap her legs. So it's not necessarily that it's revealing, but it's a bit more of like the classy with the new kind of modern chic, I guess. I don't know, I'm not into fashion. Actually, I kind of am, I'm just not good at it. Let's be realistic. But it was really fun to do and kind of create this sort of design. And what you're seeing now is I use the Pigment Microns to kind of do a lot of the small details, because for me, the Pigment Microns to help me to be a bit more meticulous without very easily applying too much pressure or too little pressure to where I have to go back and kind of fix things or anything like that. And then for hair, I use the Pentel Pocket Brush Pen with that soft nib to kind of give that nice inky flowy hair. And then what you're seeing now is I took the Dr. P.H. Martin's Matte Black Indie ink, the charcoal pigment, and I watered it down, so I gave it a nice kind of wash look to it. And this way I can go in and just kind of start building layers. And that's really where a lot of my process when I do full ink pieces where I'm using nothing but ink is I like to just kind of build and build and build on those layers. And that's where I'm starting now, is where I'm just kind of outlining, giving myself that base kind of design and premise. And then I will go through and either lighten the color or lighten the wash or darken the wash, I should say, and kind of continue to build from there. And that's what I preferably like to do whenever I am inking, because if I start too dark, then there's not really any taking it back when it comes to ink. You can to an extent, but it's very difficult because the ink is such a solid permanent fixture on your page rather. So that's where I like to just build and build and build, and you'll see me dab a lot. That's one thing I always kind of keep handy whenever I'm working with inks. It's kind of similar to watercolor, is I can lay a good bit of the ink even if I lay it a little too dark, and I can still dab it away to kind of lift some of that color and some of that pigment and help keep it at a level that I want to, or at least as close to a level that I want to. And that's where like watering it down, even if it takes you a little while to water it down, because I'm telling you, one drop can go a long way when it comes to ink. So I water down a good bit, and then I test it on like an outside piece of paper and just kind of wait until I get that right kind of color to start building. And that's where you can see now I'm going back and I've darkened my wash just ever so slightly. And that's where I'm going into these bindings on the arms and legs and kind of creating the dimensional look and darkening them. And because I wanted this to primarily be a bit more of like a black and white feel, even though I do add color, I really wanted this wash to start nice and light so that I can create the lights still that isn't like a pure white. I can create like a nice light gray and then go and build to get darker. And I realize I'm repeating that, but that's really all this is just a continuation of layers upon layers. And even in the hair where I didn't have a full solid color as I was doing the inking, I took some of my wash and just kind of put it throughout the hair to give it more of that full feel, while also having highlights and lowlights. And then I really wanted her lips to pop, so the only places I really threw in some red was on her lips, giving that nice strong bold color. You'll see some on the cheeks of her and also on the cheeks of her little friend. And I also did the same with a dark green India ink, and I watered it down and got a really nice kind of clear wash. I kind of tested, added just a hint of my black wash to it to kind of give it more of a grayer green tone, and basically found the wash that I wanted and then applied it very lightly onto her skin, just so her and her little Frankenstein friend had a tint of green to it to kind of add that little pop of color without being too much. The thing that I do love about doing inks is you can either have that really strong, bold, rich color, or you can wash it out and have a really nice, soft, subtle color that is just lovely. And that's kind of where the fun of it is. Now, the one thing that I do really like about with working with inks, and I know I've talked to people in the past about this who haven't had as much success using like the jelly roll pens or white gel pens on like watercolors or Copic marker pieces and stuff like that, is that I haven't really had an issue with using like white gel pens or jelly rolls or white ink on top of ink. There's something about the way that the ink dries on the paper that kind of allows a surface for the white to sit, so it creates that nice little bit of pop to it. And I think cohesively it made everything kind of come together when I just add those little little bit of white dots in the end. But what I'm doing now is I did darken my brush just enough, and I'm going through and finally adding my last bit of dark tones, which is kind of a just slight black outline to everything to make everything really stand out and kind of pop that I want to pop, so that all does feel cohesive. And I finally, after looking back and seeing this piece from a distance, decided that I wanted a little bit of background. So of course I added one of my little favorite Halloween backgrounds, which is just a few little cute bats, because you can't go wrong. But I think overall I'm really happy with how this piece turned out. I was planning on doing something where I had a bit more of a busy image as far as my first Inktober piece, but as I was going and as I was drawing, I kind of fell in love with this simplistic little cute pinup with her little stuffed animal, or stuffed Frankenstein's monster, I guess, in this case. But all the same, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to tag me if you guys decide to follow along with this week's theme, and as always, I hope that you have a great day, and I will see you in the next one. Take it easy.